Time is tight. Chiefs President Mark Donovan saying that, telling reporters today he hopes to negotiate with outgoing Missouri Governor Mike Parson, a Chiefs season ticket holder, to secure a stadium deal to remain in Kansas City. The Chiefs deal to remain at Arrowhead Stadium expires in 2031, and that's where we find Fox 4 Sean McDowell, who talked with Donovan today, as well as both governors who, Sean, seem to have different outlooks today.
Well, time is tight, John, that's for sure. The Chiefs president, Mark Donovan, as you mentioned, he is watching those calendar pages flip. Donovan told us earlier today that he has had promising conversations with Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe, who, of course, is up for election for the governor's office. He didn't mention any other political candidates, by the way. Although he's had that conversation, the Chiefs president says the ball club is playing a long game of sorts, and although they're patient, they would prefer to get some negotiating done with current Missouri leadership.
I think it'd be less feasible without a public vote. It'd be difficult to do anything in the state of Missouri without the support of Jackson County.
And that applies to remaining in the Show Me State, too, according to Chiefs President Mark Donovan. He told reporters on Wednesday he's hopeful to make progress on the Chiefs' new stadium deal before Governor Mike Parson leaves Jeff City. Donovan also says he's been pleased with his dealings with Jackson County Executive Frank White. County legislators continue to complain about White's lack of transparency.
To get something like that done takes time and effort, and we're working towards that. But the ideal situation is that if we go forward with another vote, we're going to the taxpayers and asking for support, that we have a plan that everybody supports.
Parson doesn't foresee the need to call a special legislative session regarding stadiums in Kansas City.
You look at this from a business perspective, and I got to do what's best for the taxpayers, and the Chiefs, keeping them in this state, I believe, is the best thing for the future of our state and the taxpayers.
However, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly says she isn't involved in negotiations to pull the Chiefs or Royals over the state line. She says the Chiefs lobbyists are working directly with members of the State House.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty agnostic about it. Like I said, I feel like we already have the Chiefs. They're very much a part of our state and our culture and, our fan base. So I don't have a strong feeling about it.
And speaking of Kansas, business developers in the Sunflower State say they've been excited about the possibility of using Star Bond money to attract the Chiefs franchise and pull them over the state line into Kansas. However, those bonds, John, they expire. The money and the potential they present will expire next June unless they're renewed, and that likely adds a little more urgency to this ongoing process.
For both sides of the state line, for sure. Sean McDowell live at Arrowhead tonight. Sean, thanks.